Welcome back to the Hot and Healthy Hot Seat. In today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you the one food that you are probably not eating enough of that is actually directly holding you back from losing fat, toning up, and seeing the progress that you hope to see in your body composition. So spoiler alert, the one food that is probably missing from your diet and you're not eating enough of is protein. And when you start including more protein in your diet, you will lose fat faster. That being said, why is this important? What I wanna do next is actually show you a day of eating from one of my clients, describe what this day of eating is like, what is wrong with this day of eating, and why including more protein is actually helping my client already begin to see more progress faster so you can do the same. So of course my clients eat very differently day to day. And one of the best things that we do inside of 90 Day Fit Babe Body, for instance, is we look at food logs and we look at a day of eating even from our initial setup call with you. So here is one client and her day of eats. So for breakfast, my client shared that she had oatmeal with raisins and brown sugar. And of course, she's just like me and had a lovely Starbucks coffee. For lunch, she often had a chicken slider at work and maybe a strawberry lemonade. Sometimes have fries, sometimes not, depends on the day. For dinner, that meal also changed day to day, but the day before we did this food log review, she actually had fettuccine Alfredo, so that is what I saw in her food logs. And some of her snack choices included watermelon or grapes, maybe a granola bar as she's at the office sitting at her desk, and of course, sometimes in the afternoon at her office, or sometimes even after dinner, she would have cookies or an occasional ice cream. Now, whenever I do food log reviews for my clients, what I always like to emphasize is one day of eating doesn't tell me anything. And what I mean by that is one day of eating doesn't tell me your weekly calorie averages, it doesn't tell me some of your habits, because sometimes we eat different day to day. But what this day of eating is really showing me, because this client does eat pretty darn similar to this every single day, is that she doesn't always eat balanced meals. And because of that, it's very easy for her to slip in added calories, added sugars, and easily go over her budget for the day. As a result, this is the reason why she's not losing weight. Not to mention there's some days where she really struggles with grazing, and in fact, I know why she's struggling with grazing. It's because she's not eating enough protein. For instance, with breakfast, she's having oatmeal with raisins and brown sugar plus that Starbucks coffee. This meal probably packs less than 10 grams of protein and has no source of high quality protein in it. In fact, the oatmeal and the Starbucks coffee is actually very high in sugar, not just carbohydrates, but specifically added sugars. So this is gonna spike her blood sugar. She's not gonna get very full because she doesn't have that protein to impede the spike or even a fat source in there. And because of that, she's getting hungry shortly after. Instead, if you're trying to lose body fat at that meal, you really wanna make sure you're having at least, at minimum, 20 grams of protein. Then for lunch, she mentioned she's having a chicken slider. It's not that she's not having protein in her lunch. However, we're a little bit unsure about the quantity of it. That's because sometimes if you're ordering a chicken slider that is fried, you may think, oh look, I'm having protein. But when you look at the nutrition facts, that slider packs maybe 12 grams or less of protein because most of it is fried. And then with dinner, she mentioned fettuccine Alfredo. Alfredo can sometimes come with chicken on top, but there are some times she actually mentions she orders pasta and doesn't have a protein source on there. This paired with her fruit as a snack, which is very healthy by the way, but then the granola bar, the cookie, the ice cream, all of these are food sources that regardless of if they're nourishing and healthy or less nourishing and a little bit more fun, all of these choices do not pack a significant source of protein. This is why the major change we had this client make was not cutting calories. It was actually adding more protein to our meals. Because the truth is when you're getting full by eating more protein, it's going to naturally help you graze less, overeat less, and naturally hit your calorie deficit. So as you can see, as much as calories are king, protein, I always say, is the queen of shedding body fat. The women I coach, I will tell you very confidently, always struggle with eating enough protein before they start working with me. And the beautiful thing is when they start to eat more protein, not only do they get fuller faster, but it makes weight loss easy. Because when you feel good eating a diet for fat loss, it makes you wanna stick to that diet for fat loss. And feeling good, loving how you look, and sticking to your damn diet for the rest of your damn life is why we are here. So if you enjoyed this content, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week in the Hot and Healthy Hot Seat.